This looks like the confidence in a young quarterback. Now let's go out and put pieces around him offensively and defensively as well.
I think the young man's got a chance to be an absolute superstar. I think he's got the chance to be Josh Allen.
This was, I mean, the Patriots, they had one of the best off seasons I can remember in the last decade.
He is nothing short of exactly what the doctor ordered. You take a look at McDaniels' numbers as the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots throughout his tenure, and they have just been nothing short of spectacular.
This AFC division now has to really be, they become a factor once again in the AFC East.
The New England Patriots were at rock bottom not too long ago, and entering 2024, they had no starting quarterback, no star players, and had just fired the greatest head coach in football history. Now in 2025 though, they have a chance to turn it all around and complete the rebuild, even if it is a few years later than they had hoped. With Drake May now under center and a retooled roster, both sides of the ball are looking stronger, while their division looks as winnable as ever. And trust me, they may not be shooting for the Super Bowl this season, but with their front office making all the right moves, they might be on track to be a playoff team and set themselves up to return to their winning ways, because this is exactly what they aren't telling you about the New England Patriots. Now, as we all know, pretty much everything that the Patriots tried to do in the post-Brady era, they whiffed on. And I don't mean to be harsh to Patriots fans, but basically every single thing they did that they tried to, or at least thought was going to help them win games post-Brady, didn't pan out at all. They shelled out money in free agency for Jonnu Smith, Nelson Aguilar, and Matthew Judon, as well as other big names who would all end up on different teams before the Pats had a winning season. They also drafted Mac Jones with the 15th overall pick in 2021, hoping that they could groom a new Brady in the Belichick system. Despite a solid outing in his rookie year, Jones totaled less than 9,000 passing yards in his 3 seasons in New England, throwing 46 touchdowns to 36 interceptions in his 42 starts. And trust me, I mean, we can't put all the blame on Mac Jones because, well, truthfully, that offensive line wasn't that great, and he also didn't really have any stars around him to try and help him just be a better quarterback. Truthfully, the roster as a whole struggled to stay in one piece thanks to a combination of injuries, bad signings, and questionable drafting. I mean, as crazy as it sounds too with the list that's on the screen right now, of the 30 picks New England made from 2021 to 2023, just 12 players remain on the roster at the beginning of 2025 training camp. Like, when you compare that to teams like the Chiefs and Eagles who consistently develop homegrown players, then it's no wonder that the Patriots saw just one winning season after Tom Brady left them. And what's strange about the whole thing too is that they consistently would enter the offseason with a plethora of cap space and money to spend. They just wouldn't do it. Like, I mean, really, you could just see that the team culture was very broken, and really fans were starting to get mad because they weren't seeing the progress that they wanted to see with this team. So owner Robert Kraft showed that he wanted to make moves toward change when he relieved Bill Belichick of his head coaching duties after the 2023 season. They also moved off of Mac Jones and did what they could to wipe the slate clean and start over. They hired Elliott Wolf, the team's actual first GM since surrendering that job to Belichick, and they also promoted Gerard Mayo, a former player and star Belichick pupil, to be their new head coach, honoring an agreement they'd made with him just a few seasons before that he would be the next coach. And after seeing what happened in Houston with DeMeco Ryans turning that program around, a lot of people were hoping that Gerard Mayo was going to do the same thing with the Patriots and kind of reestablish the Patriot way, if you want to call it that. So headed into the 2024 season became the offseason of rebirth, moving off expensive contracts like Matthew Judon and bringing in a collection of mercenary players on cheap deals, focusing resources on developing in-house talent and building a well-rounded roster. In the draft too, they spent 7 of their 8 picks on rebuilding their offense. With the 3rd overall pick gained by their 4-13 record the previous season, they selected North Carolina's Drake May, an elite athletic prospect who showed a Josh Allen-like ceiling with his traits, but issues with discipline and decision-making made him a less appealing prospect than Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Nonetheless, though, I mean, the Patriots still got a prospect that truthfully probably would have gone number 1 overall in the following year. Around their new quarterback too, they added Jalen Polk and Javon Baker to the receiver room, as well as Caden Wallace and Layden Robinson as depth along the offensive line. With the newly constructed offense and defense centered around Mayo's scheme, New England entered the 2024 season hoping to turn their fortune around. And I do agree with him not starting Drake May right away because, well, he didn't seem quite ready to start immediately as a rookie, so Jacoby Brissett started the first 5 games of the 2024 season. Truthfully, the defense was very solid with a Week 1 win over the Bengals, but it was the offense that just couldn't get going with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, capping at 20 points through 5 weeks. So in an attempt to break out of this funk, May was called up to start going forward. He brought the still undermanned offense to life, recording 5 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown in his first 3 starts. With a struggling run game behind him, he averaged more than 32 pass attempts per game in games that he started and did finish. Thanks to this too, Drake May did manage to throw for just under 2,300 yards in just 10 full games, totaling 15 passing touchdowns with 10 interceptions. It's a lot lower than they hoped for, but with the offense around him also developing and a bottom 10 scoring defense limiting his opportunities, May managed to show flashes of a modern quarterback in New England. I mean, hell, even down the stretch of the season too, he adjusted to NFL pressure nicely, making fewer face-palming mistakes and more eye-popping plays, especially with his ability to run and extend plays with his legs. The Patriots did finish 2024 4-13 again, and was the 3rd worst team in the AFC. But instead of past seasons where kind of everything was wrong, now going forward they had much more of a plan and what to do going forward. The 2025 offseason started yet again with another firing of a coach, and after 24 years with the same head coach, the Patriots would now have their 3rd in 3 seasons. This time they were still seeking the revival of the Patriot way, but they looked outside of the organization to find it, hiring former Patriots linebacker and former Titans head coach Mike Vrabel to head their franchise going forward. And yes, while you can say that Mike Vrabel did flame out while he was in Tennessee, there were a lot of problems that were going on in Tennessee too that really deserve its own video because truthfully, they didn't give him a lot of the ownership and management that he was asking for to construct the roster that he wanted to build. But now with New England, Vrabel will be able to guide the ship of young players in the same direction he took the Titans when he built a regular season juggernaut. With just a handful of great players, he showed the ability to win through coaching and effort, 2 factors that recent New England teams have lacked a little bit. He also brought back Josh McDaniels to lead the offense, who schemed Mac Jones' outstanding rookie year in multiple Brady Super Bowl teams, and added Terrell Williams, another former player and experienced D-line coach, to be the defensive play caller. So now with Mike Vrabel's staff built and Elliott Wolf kind of at the helm of just making better decisions for this organization, they conducted the second part of this rebuild. They started by showing faith in the young Drake May as they traded away a talented rookie Joe Milton to the Cowboys, cementing that there would be no Bailey Zappi situation clouding May's development. The quarterback of the future was determined, so now he needed the tools. They brought in Stephon Diggs, the former Bills and Vikings superstar, coming off of an injury-hampered season in Houston, as well as the Barefoot King in Mac Hollins. But where Vrabel obviously wanted to spend a majority of this team's money at was on the defensive side of the ball. The Patriots absolutely backed up the Brinks truck for Milton Williams, a game-wrecking defensive tackle who was instrumental in Philadelphia's title run. They also signed solid veterans in corner Carlton Davis and linebackers Harold Landry and Bobby Spillane. The last of the available cap went to the offensive line, bringing in veteran Morgan Moses to anchor the right side, while younger linemen still develop, and Garrett Bradbury to replace the retired David Andrews. And truthfully, that was a very solid offseason, but then what they did in the draft, basically, they had the best draft out of anybody this year in 2025, I'd probably say. With their 4th overall pick, they snatched Will Campbell, a breakout left tackle from LSU. And yes, while he had been criticized for arm length and his odd stance, Campbell dominated the SEC in 2024 and earned his top prospect status. Then it was all quality picks and depth selections from there. Travion Henderson in the 2nd round to complete a 1-2 punch with Ramondre Stevens in the backfield, Washington State's Kyle Williams as another premium target for May, and Jared Wilson at the end of the 3rd as another starting interior offensive lineman. Like every pick felt like a perfect fit, even down to Mr. Irrelevant Kobe Minor, who might be needed in an injury-plagued defensive backs room. The Patriots' biggest steal of the draft, though, was LSU edge rusher Braden Swinson, who after being a consensus top 50 talent, he plummeted to day 3 thanks to serious maturity concerns, with reports saying that he was hated by the coaches. And while that might be a little bit controversial, the one coach who can make a player understand their role and what maturity means in the NFL, it's Mike Vrabel, meaning that the Patriots got another top player for a great value. Like now as the Patriots enter the 2025 season, it truthfully just feels like a completely different team. Like for the first time in a decade, they truthfully feel like a modern NFL team where their offense is still being built, but they have a defense that can back up their offense when they need them to. Milton Williams will be an incredible anchor for the team, priming studs like Kyle Duggar and Christian Gonzalez for massive years in the secondary if they can stay healthy. As a whole, though, the defense just looks like a world beater, and it's giving shades of the 2021 Titans, who with only a few true defensive stars, fielded one of the league's scariest defenses. As I mentioned earlier, the true sleeper of this team is its offense. And the reason of that is because, well, they have everything in place to make a jump like we've seen in the past with other teams that I've mentioned, like the 2023 Texans. This offense is truly just littered with weapons. Hunter Henry was great in 2024, but now he doesn't have to work alone anymore with Stephon Diggs, Mac Hollins, and Kyle Williams all promising to add boom to the room of young receivers who were dropping all of May's passes last season. The run game will also be back with an explosive Travion Henderson and the brute force of Ramondre Stevens. All the pressure won't have to be on the passing game now. And don't get me wrong, because the run game was efficient, but it was underutilized in seasons past, and with the new two-headed monster, there will always be a threat in the backfield. Add in the fact too that the offensive line is now fixed after fielding the second worst pass blocking offensive line in the league in 2024. The whole unit has been overhauled with the expectations of some solid homegrown guards. After giving up 52 sacks too, Drake May should actually have time to work inside the pocket now, and that leads all back to the core, May himself. And don't get me wrong, because he definitely wasn't a rookie like Jaden Daniels or CJ Stroud was. Like, they're just basic world beaters. Like, they were premium as rookies. But he also proved that he does have enough talent that he deserves to have a roster actually built around him. Now he's going to have outstanding offensive schemes of Josh McDaniels and a line strong enough to let him work through his progressions in a way he never could as a rookie. Because now with that added second or so, he'll be able to connect with all of his new weapons and show off the cannon of an arm that drew comparisons to Josh Allen and Justin Herbert in the first place. May is currently projected by oddsmakers to throw for around 3,300 yards and 20 touchdowns, which is fair, but certainly feels a little low based on the offseason that they have had. Their win total is also projected right around 500, but the Patriots have a legitimate chance to hit the line and exceed it. And yes, I'm going to bring up college tape, and while that typically does go out the window, it's hard to not overstate how high Drake May's ceiling truly is. Like, with such incredible athletic talent, all he needs is the right set of coaches to help train his mindset, and he can ascend into the top 10 conversation alongside his fellow first-round quarterbacks. And I'll say it again too, the Patriots, they're not Super Bowl contenders. In fact, there are very few games on their schedule that they'll probably be favorites in, if any. But there is legitimate reason to have hope if you are a Patriots fan. They have the looks of a well-rounded team with a defense led by stars and as deep as any in the league, and an offense that was built the right way, focusing on foundation over star power. Between a sophomore surge for Drake May and the rebirth of the Patriot way under Mike Vrabel, the future of the NFL's red, white, and blue is finally aiming for the sky. And OT gang check in. We are back. We are in overtime. I'm coming to the living room today to talk to you guys. It's about a day or two later than I recorded that video. So let me pop y'all down on the couch real quick. I'm going to sit up here while we talk about the Patriots. Open this blind, get some better lighting than this. See what we can cook up here. Might have to shoot from the other way. We'll see. Oh yeah, that's looking good. We looking good? OT gang check-in. If you are here, comment overtime in the comment section. I'm gonna be doing this after all these talking head videos. Really want to start building that community with you guys, truthfully. I appreciate every single one of you guys that have been in the comment section, popping, letting everybody know that the OT gang is here. I had to change up the scenery. We had to sit on the couch today got my notes. We're going to talk about the Patriots and everything we went over. Right off the bat, I'm going to be making a top 5 sleeper teams or like top 5 video. If you made it this far, you're going to get a little sneak peek at that. Of just 5 teams. I did it last year too. Of 5 teams that could break the NFL is what I'll probably title it. But it's just teams that are going to do really, really well this upcoming year. And the Patriots, without a doubt, are going to be on that list. Give me some of your guys' predictions of some 5 teams that you think are going to have just good years overall this year. Truthfully, I think bringing in Vrabel, bringing in Josh McDaniels can truly just make this team that much better and really take them over the edge of what they really need, because Gerard Mayo wasn't handling and doing what they needed to. And especially after the debacle of just having Bill Belichick running the entire show and not having a true GM until they brought in Elliott Wolf was causing a lot of just weird things to happen. So now that they've got all that sorted out, I truthfully do see and do think that Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels are going to turn this team around. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl or anything crazy, but I definitely can see them, probably winning. I think their over-under is about 7 or 8. I want to say, I could be completely wrong there. I can see them matching that line. I can see them winning like 8 games this year. The AFC East isn't as strong as everybody's making it right now. The Jets, yes, Justin Fields had a career renaissance, if you want to call it that. And sorry, I'm going to start the timer right now. So we're at 47, so I got 5 minutes. Start the timer now if you got me on the clock early. Get the clock going. Back to what I was saying, though, is just that I don't think that the Jets are much of a threat. Yeah, they have Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields teaming up again, but I just don't see them really being that much of a threat to the AFC East, let alone the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots aren't going to be like world beaters and kicking everybody's ass in the AFC East, but the Dolphins, I truly think the Dolphins might regress a lot more than people think this year. Like teams that are going to be in scary situations, I'll probably do a 5-team video for that. The Dolphins are on that list. Like the Dolphins, I don't think are that good, going to be that good this year. Tyreek Hill's starting to kind of fall off and doesn't seem like he wants to be in there. I'm sure as I say that, a bunch of you are going to hop in the comment section and let me know that he's going to have like a best year ever. Oh, also about the comment section. Sorry, Broncos fans, if you are here. I know I butchered some names. I'm a human. These videos, they go out quick. I probably should look up the names, but sometimes I don't because I'm lazy. I was lazy that video, as you can tell. So I definitely butchered some names like Patrick Surtain and all that. Surtain, so whatever it is, Certain, whatever you want to call it, y'all know who I'm talking about. Like it don't matter. Y'all know who I'm talking about in the videos. Sorry, I just mispronounced the names, but y'all know who I'm talking about. That's all that matters. Okay, so back to the Patriots though. So truthfully, why I think they are a legitimate threat in the AFC East, if you want to consider that, the Bills should win the division, hands down. The Bills should win the division. I mean, it should be their division for the next couple of years. Sorry if you're hearing it flickering too. It's the fan up there. Their defense, and I'm looking at my notes because I got them right here, but the defensive talent on that team of the Patriots is real. They look like they can be a serious threat. Like they honestly, like they have Barrymore, they have Christian Gonzalez, who played phenomenal last year. And I mean, I'm looking at it right here. They have some new links. Who'd they bring in? They backed up the Brinks truck for Milton Williams and Carlton Davis. Both of those guys should be impact players on the defensive side of the ball. And I fully expect that defense to carry this team just how they did last year. So I think that's a big thing. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Drake May, if he can take another step forward and just kind of have that second year leap like Joe Burrow did. I mean, with Josh McDaniels, I don't expect him not to have a great second year. I was gonna say first year. A great second year, I guess first year under center of Josh McDaniels. Like, why wouldn't he play great? Especially if McDaniels can kind of cook up what he was doing when he had Brady there. Like, that just sounds phenomenal. Okay, I mean, it's already saying that too. I have reports here that Josh McDaniels' systems and just early OTAs and everything, that they're showing solid progress in chemistry with the young wide receivers, which that's what you want to see. You want to see them building rapport. You want to see Stephon Diggs, who had the pink baggie. Nobody knows what was in it, but we all know what was in it probably, but we don't. He's building rapport with Drake May, so that's also a good thing too. Okay, I only got like 2 more minutes. And then also, a lot of people were kind of confused on why they drafted Henderson. They want to have the dual threat ability out of the backfield with Stevenson under center. You know, being more of the power back, where you have Henderson being more of the quick kind of Alvin Kamara kind of guy out of the backfield, catching swing routes, catching screens, third down back, stuff like that, which I fully understand and I fully can see how they're going to try and use him. And I think it's going to work out great. Now, obviously the head coach, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, that's all going to play a factor, and I think we'll have success. But if we really want to have some concerns about this Patriots team, it's probably just going to be on their inexperience, truthfully. They're still a young team. They do have some veterans around the team with like Stephon Diggs and all those other guys we listed, Milton Williams, Carlton Davis. Those are all veterans and everything. But they just need more time, I personally think, just to kind of become a cohesive unit. So I think that could be a big reason why. But I just think overall for me, I think the Patriots are going to have a fantastic year, and they're going to be a surprise team that, again, they're not going to win the division, I don't think, unless like Josh Allen gets injured or something crazy happens with the Bills. But they still should be a threat and should be good. I mean, I could, who knows? They could be a wild card team come. Here's my thing. The Patriots, when in October, November, when that graphic pops up on the screen at like 5 o'clock before the Sunday night game, and it says playoff picture or the in the hunt graphic, that's where you want to be. That's where you want your team to be at the end of the year. You want them to be on that graphic that they show and it says in the hunt. You want your team name to be on the in the hunt graphic or, above it. So for me, I think the Patriots are going to be on that graphic. I think they're going to be in the hunt the whole year. I don't think it's going to be another 4-13 season. I think it's going to be more like an 8-9 season or a 7-10 season, something like that. Middle of the pack is what I think we're going to see out of them. So let me know in the comment section what you guys said. Comment overtime. Again, I'm sorry for mispronouncing names if you are from the Broncos video. We're building over here. We're doing good things. Okay. Let me know what you guys want to see more out of me. I like doing the OT stuff over here. It's kind of nice, out of the room, showing you guys a little bit of my space, my crib, MTV, stuff like that. But as always, I will catch you guys, say it with me, in the next one.